chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind. We're smiling on top of the world. Get on board. We're smiling on top of the
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome into a little bit of an earlier jump from days when I work at the airport. Got a chance to get a little sleep last night, which means I get to, oh, try to choke myself right now. No, means we get a little earlier jump in the flight today. So I hope you enjoy it. And folks, we're flying from Kansas City, Missouri up to Chicago. It's not one of my favorite runs. I'm not a huge fan at all of Chicago, but we don't get there enough, and it is a hub for Americans, so we kind of have to do what I say, suck it up. So, or as some in offices before that I've worked, suck it up, Buttercup. So, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so it is Wednesday, folks. We're a week since Thanksgiving, which means we're now even closer to Christmas. Hope you're all ready for it, because, I am. I just can't wait. So, just a couple weeks away now. So, but today it was an update Wednesday, like an update you've never seen. We had X-Plane update now to the release candidate number 1. So instead of the betas, we now finally have version 8 release candidate. So a lot of you out there are now waking up to an update who don't get the betas. ZIBO, now that's one you actually go out to update. You don't get that automatically updated. Unless someone out there knows a trick or two that I don't. Welcome in, Hawker125. Glad to see you make it, and hope you enjoy. Just talking about the ZIBO, we now have it running in the latest release candidate out there, version 4, release candidate 6.3. So we're going to see what kind of things we get with this one. We really have enjoyed these latest updates. And then finally, Sim Toolkit and NavGraph updated all at the same time. And you know what, folks? Hang on, I didn't even look at the calendar. Tomorrow we have another update, the AirNac updates. So, what a week, shall we? So, anyway, enough said, enough to do. Let's get up in the cockpit and let's show off some of the goodies we have seen in ZIBO lately. I know some of you all have been, I don't get it. Why y'all were out on vacation and not, with flying with Mike? I just don't get that. That just makes no sense to me. And that is all kidding, folks. All kidding aside. So I get it, family first, get it all. So you're going to get to see a taste of what ZIBO has. Oh, And I keep forgetting to mention for those that keep saying you need to go over to the other sim. This is free. PMDG, after how many different updates and different ones you have to buy to get them all back, it's still free here, not there. I'll stick to X-Plane. So anyway, up to the cockpit we go. And there she is. Looks just like PMDG to me and flies just like PMDG to me. Wow, and it's free. All I can say is thank you, ZIBO. The group in the ZIBO team, thank you for that. Because, while, yes, if I flew that other sim, I would pay for it because that's the only way to make that other sim worth anything. But it's free here, folks. It's just a mod which makes it spectacular. And I'm pretty sure, but again, since I don't have it, I have nothing to compare with, nor do I ever want to compare it because what's in this one is fantastic. So, seeing that we're down to about 10 seconds, I don't want to rush into this. So I'm going to start the pre-brief up right now. And hopefully by then we'll have cycled through the commercials and you all will be back. If you don't want to see the commercials, folks, there is only one way, and that is to become a subscriber. Click it. Yeah, I know it costs, and I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. It's so that Twitch can recoup and help to keep the network alive and us alive, us starving streamers. Yeah, I'm going to steal a line from the artists. Starving streamers. So, but there you go. You can see the route. We are going from Kansas City up to Chicago. Very simple route. Royale 1 BODYN to LOAMY to Bend Key 6 and in on the. They've got us on the 2.7s. I may change us over to the 2.8s. Kind of see how it evolves. The worst case, if I don't change it now, is our landing brief or a rollout brief may be all screwed up. All right, so let's put this in there. But if you don't want the commercials, like I said, you're going to have to click subscribe. Otherwise, endure 1 minute every 20 minutes. Not 20 minutes of commercials every minute. Ooh, that would hurt. 1 minute of commercials every 20 minutes. Or at least that's the way I've got it set up. All right, so as we said, here we are in the pre-brief. We said this on the last one. I am not a big fan of this layout that's on Sim Toolkit right now. I miss the airport information that's here, and I am not able to find it. For those without tools like TopCat and others, some of that information is extremely difficult to find, and I wish it would come back. But I know some have to have that pristine look to the screen where everything's here. It was perfect before, but people have to change it. Because they actually, and I'll tell you why, is because they don't use that data in the FMCs that they should to increase realism. Because these aircraft today, folks, in the Sims are pretty doggone close to real. So, all right, so let's get into it. They're back. Loadout. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Today we got 29,600 pounds of payload planned for a zero fuel of 121,500 pounds. We're planning to uplift 13,483 pounds to get us into Chicago O'Hare. Oh my. PAX for today, they're in the terminal signing all of their non-disclosure agreements, aka NDAs. And the plan is 7,095 pounds of cargo. Not really sure what this is all about, but probably could be. No, it's not even close to. splitting it in half. So I have no idea what that is. And then there's the route one more time. And our cost index is 35 for 33,000. All right. So weather for today. Okay, this is a little better, but still lacking like your slopes, lengths, and all of that. So, uh, again, it is what it is. So the pressure here, well, I'd rather read it in METAR form. So the winds are 220 at 7, 10 miles, and we got some pesky clouds up at 25,000. And a balmy 5 degrees Celsius. I think it's winter. Altimeter 3004. Up there in the Windy City, they call O'Hare. 250 at 6. Not really that windy today. 10 miles visibility. Hey, they got no clouds. And it is -2 degrees Celsius up there. 2989 on the altimeter. So, all right. So really, that's all I can show you now from here. Except, hang on, my bad. I clicked the load sheet again. We can drop down here. There's the route itself shown to you. We'll get into NavGraph. We may or may not use this. I think this one's updated yet. Nope, not yet. And then our infamous route. American Airlines 2121. It actually is a real world flight. Probably just getting into O'Hare at this time. But there you have it, folks. We're planning to depart here shortly, and there's all our particulars. Looks like about an hour fly time, which about right, and so forth. And if you'd like to see it, there's the weather radar. It's all way east of us, so should have a pretty decent flight, folks. All right, let's button it up and let's show some of the neat toys. And you all didn't see that? That loose nut got loose again in the cockpit. Ooh, he hit the wrong button. That's been a long time coming. Okay, real quick so you all can see it since I was looking at it just fine. How about why not you? All right, there's the load sheet, folks. There's your payload, block fuel, passengers, and the route. Once again, for the weather, here's where we're departing. Currently in O'Hare, down below. Some of you like to see it like me in METAR format. Actually, I like it in coffee format myself so I can wake up a little more. All right, and again, lastly, let me show you the NavGraph version. There's where our routing is. We'll come back to, like I said, NavGraph in a minute. In a tad. We got a departure brief to do. All right, everything's good now. Now let's show off the goodies. Okay, first things first. All right, hang on. Sun's in the way. Okay. Think I did it wrong. I did it again. Oh, duh. Load the OFP. What that means is if you have a SimBrief account, folks, and you've generated it, guess what? That's the operating flight plan. It doesn't matter which one you use, just that you have one. And then it's going to reach out like it just did. Look at all of that neat numbers. We got our 129 passengers, 13,482 pounds, cargo at 7,000. I mean, it's all right. So when you click activate, that's when it all starts. It's go back. Oh, look, the jetway moved and I didn't touch it. Chocks came in, the jetway's in. So it is really now turning around. So, and this will tell you where you stand on your numbers. So none of the passengers are here yet. Here, I'm even going to help y'all out for a little while. Eventually, we're going to have to turn it on, turn it off. But for now, there's the cabin behind us. The door, and then your, oh wait, here's our door. Hang on, what am I set to? Shows, believe that door is closed. Anyway, the crew is getting the plane set up. Second, what? And the fuel truck is hooked up. And what the doors are open for, folks, that would simulate the catering trucks here, which we don't have. Hey, can't have everything for free, folks. Come on. All right, we got a checklist to be running at the same time. So, all right, so our preliminary checks are as follows. Battery switch on, standby power on, both switches guarded, ground power established, and we've got the AC/DC switch on. Let's go to the top here real quick. Flight recorder. Second. For airspeed warning checks. Stall warning checks, which are very hard to hear. Passenger oxygen guarded, oxygen good, 3 green. Radio set, reversers off, EECs on. Light controls checked, and ELT guarded. Okay, so I have set the IRS, which is the Inertial Reference System, otherwise known to some of you that fly classics, Inertial Navigation System, just an updated version of it. We're set to heading status. What it's going to tell us is how many minutes to align. It's going to take 7. Okay, we got our on DCs, which are good. There's our aligns. Go to nav. We needed to see the on DCs to make sure that if we lose the main engine generation, electric generators, and the APU generator, we can still tell where we are. But we should already know if we have one of those things. Okay, for the generation of today, it's called a map. Once you have the map, you should know where you are. That's your little GPS in your palm. Yes, I'll poke fun at this generation all that I can. All right. Moving on. So we got them in the align, and then we're just going to work our way down. So the cabin and IFE switches are in the on position. Cooling switch is normal. No smoking.
Fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
And seatbelts are on. Okay. And moving on. Emergency lights armed. Exterior lights set, which is logo and steady. Steady is down. Steady and strobes on the wingtips is 2 clicks up. Window heat's on, and the trim air's on, and isolation valve set. Today is 33, so we'll set 30. And we're going to we'll call it 700. All right. Let's see here. Window heat, all right. Or we get too far ahead. Okay, we got the correct information. Correct RNAC until today. Oh, did it update today or tomorrow? Didn't get an email, so tomorrow we should be good. Even if not, I'm not worried about it. I hope. Famous last words. And version RC 6.3. So I do that at the same time I'm doing this. Okay, position init. We are at KMCI. And folks, we are not at the new look to the airport. They really have done a lot at this airport. Lambert's following suit, which makes me very unhappy. Okay, we'll do a flight plan request. TOLUS folks, you'll know this. Flight Factor folks, you'll know this. ZIBO folks, now you know it. Look, route uplink ready. Click load. Fills it in. Activate, execute. Cruise uplink or cruise wind uplink ready. Perf uplink ready. What's coming? What's coming? We'll see. All right, so we're going to hold off there. That's all we needed to do. Let's continue on up here. Probe heats are off. Anti-ice are off. I'm going to go ahead and turn the electrics off now. I lost my place. Sorry, folks. Fuel pumps. Oh, they're on. Needed to turn those off early. Okay, and trim air we already did is on. Isolation valve open. APU bleed currently off. Okay, you can see the fuel truck's gone. Main door is open. Should be opening the other doors here soon. Oh, they already did. Cargo's at 100. Passengers are already trickling in. We're a little behind the game. Well, not really. APU on, so left pump on. UEGT coming up. And it'll fall off to about 4 or 5 somewhere. Okay, and then we'll be able to continue. There's actually not a lot left to do. Waiting on the blue light to show. Blue light's on. We are on the APU. The APU is now on the electrical bus inside the aircraft. We are no longer in need of the ground power. All right, so we only have left to do is the route perf, which we did. Now we do the perf and the init, and I again fell short here, folks. We'll have a little delay getting out. Bear with me. KDTW. All right, bear with me a second, folks. I just need to get Top Cat loaded. I meant to do that. W. All right, fuel for the flight 1343. 6014. Oh, crap. Okay, fuel again. 133 and 500 pound, and we're looking at 20. Okay, and then okay, there we go. That's close enough for me. All right, so let me bring well, let's definitely bring Top Cat in. My bad. I'm not going to waffle on it. All right, so 4, let's get this back down. All right, so where we're at in this. Okay, we are aligned. So we're going to the perf page. Let's do our request. Takes a little bit, folks. There's our link ready. Okay. 21.6. Let me. Okay, that works. Reserve for this flight. All right. Fuel release. So alternate is 4.5 plus 2.1 is 6.6, 6.9. Okay, how do I achieve that? Okay, real quick, want to show this because I do get questions on this, usually off YouTube. Wait a minute. Okay, we got Sim Toolkit up, or just go to your Sim brief. Okay, I've got it on my Sim Toolkit. Where you see briefing preview, click on it. Now I could have done it in Sim Toolkit, and I'll show you here in a second. But from here, scroll down. This is the American Airlines format, so it's a little different than Lido. You just seen it up here on the default, but American puts it right here. What I use is you got to make your destination, so you got to have your en route burned. You're not worried about that, but you got to make it to your alternate. And drop the last two numbers. So 4.5 with your reserve 2.1. That's 6.6 plus your 5%. So that's where it all came from. Actually, I got way too much. Just one, so 7.6. So I'm glad we went through this. Now, the other way you can do this, right here. Click your flight plan. See how it looks the same? Scroll down. Here's your fuel. And let me just show you everything in here. Winds, you're starting into your NOTAMs. A lot of NOTAMs, so bear with me as I scroll down. Will it show them? Yes. And then you get those infamous maps you see some people put up. Here they are. And this right here will give you, if you have any lap children, those that are sitting on the parent's lap. Not recommended, but you know, people do it. And this really came to light from flight attendants about why you shouldn't do this. From the flight attendants from the DC-10 cartwheel up in Sioux City. They advocated big time on this one, that they be in car seats, in the seat instead of on the laps, because think about it. When that plane hits, drops to the ground, what happens when you slam on the brakes in a car? What does your body do? Goes forward. If I pause, you'll be, well, I really don't know. Your body goes forward. So when your body pancakes over, what's it pancaking over? That's right, the kid. A lot of times the kid doesn't live. So they've been advocating very long time for that, folks. All right, off that. Let's close. I said get rid of it. Oh, that's because I'm clicking the wrong button. All right, so let's get rid of it. All right, so I'm actually gonna, yeah, we'll keep it. It's not hurt. Yeah, we'll keep it. All right, now we were told 33,000. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, and there's our winds currently, and I'm not sure if any of this filters in correctly, folks. Now, that's all the init and the performance will do up to this date. Now, I do want to check one thing. Okay, we're 100%. Let's just see. Wait a minute, still one more. That one. 19 left. Oop. She could go backwards. Try winds. Winds here. Where's my? Just get me them real quick. Archer. 220 at 7. Temperature here, I believe I said 10 or 5. 1, 2, 5. And the altimeter. Okay. Aircraft takeoff weight. I'm going to estimate it at 134.5. 5. And our CG. $25.9. Got to go through a lot just to find out. You got to fill them all in, though. And no, we didn't get the triangle. You'll see what we're talking about when we get to the landing. Now, that does present it for you. All right, so back here. So we don't have the EFB for this. So when we go to the next page, we have to fill this in. So how do we do this? Well, here's how I do it. And it's a payware item. So I want to make sure you understand. It is payware, TopCat. I just paid for it too. It was like 80. Well, I pay for it with Professional Flight Planner. So it was like 80 Australian dollars or something like that. Whatever the conversion is. Is the door closed? All right, so with TopCat, real quick, this is what I was setting up real quick. So we got our plane, flight, there's our destination, alternate, blah, 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 blah. And we're a little heavy, that's fine. So we're going to go to the takeoff page. And TopCat stands for Takeoff Landing Performance Calculation Tool. I think it's a neat idea. Okay, and just take an update. Probably would not surprise me. No, we did not. Now, there is another way to get this data, but to fill it in, you got to go this route. We said 220 at, okay, I'll take the 8 because that would make more sense. So let's do that again. 3004, okay. And let me just look at another one. 24 minutes ago, 230. It is 230 at 8 now. Okay. We'll get that in a second here, folks. This is where a lot of streamers and flyers out there don't go, where we're about to in a minute. All right, so we'll keep that page available. Okay. TopCat, I need to be able to see it. All right. Anti-ice, we said we're going to go ahead and run with. We're on 19 left. Now, if you don't have this program, Sim Toolkit used to back it up and have it for you, this information for your runways, both arrival and destination. Somebody in there thinks, oh, we don't need that. Needs all that garbage. Not garbage, folks. It's really needed. All right, so 19 left's a 9,500-foot runway, 150 feet wide, with a slope going up at 0.4. Folks, the sims today factor that in. So that slope you can put in to add that little bit more of realism. Maybe that little more power, maybe a little backed off. Who knows? All right, so you got that. Now, if there's any MELs, you can put those in if it has any, which it does not. And shortened or length or runway end or front, you've got it here. Quickly moving on, 44 degrees will leave us 1,000 feet of runway. And you know what? I'm going to take it. So we need to set to the device now. We need 44. Okay, first off, we need to set the takeoff to. Well, Marco Legras, thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate you coming in. And thank you again for following. Welcome in. All right, so as we were saying with TopCat, takeoff 2. So come over here, look for takeoff 2. First thing we do. We're going to derate the takeoff to a 44 degrees. And what that'll do is take the engines from a takeoff 2. Full power takeoff is 91% of the engine. Takeoff TO would be 100+%. So we're pulling the power back to save life on the engine to the overhauls. Folks, are well over millions of dollars sitting on those wings. Plus, we really want to rely on them in flight. I don't know, call me silly. When they go out, well, the wings don't start flapping to keep you in flight. Be nice, but they don't. And we're going to go ahead. Yeah, we'll take climb 2. That's fine. And again, it's just enough power pulled back to 87.3 on our N1, which is that big front blade, I believe. And just saving a little bit of wear and tear on it. I am not a jet mechanic or a jet pilot in life, so I'm guessing where N1 is. All right, so with this page set, you click takeoff. Now, I'll click CG, but I will not begin this area yet. I'll go to page 2. Some of you are going, there's a page 2? What? Yeah, PMDG has it too, folks. So, put your runway wind in, 230. 7. How many of you ever put in you're on a wet runway? Show of hands. Come on. Don't be bashful. We can't see you. All right. I know why some of you don't do the next line. Can't figure out the format. And I'm going to tell you right now, thanks to a streamer by the name of Bad Attitude, B4D Attitude, he showed me the format, and I do it every time now, folks. I will not, I repeat, will not depart without doing this. All right, if it's a plus, it's up. If it's a minus, it's down. G, U, and it was so simple when he told me. U and D 0.4. Boom. There's our select temperature. There's our outside temperature. And I leave everything else. Now, you can change these things if you know what you want it to do. Otherwise, leave it. That's not going to do anything on takeoff. Come back. There's our 87s that we already set. It already knows about our slope and do we have a wet or do we have a dry or do we have a contaminated runway, which wet technically means contaminated. All right, so we're going flaps 1, boom, and there's our speeds. Now let's go back to Top Cat. By the way, Top Cat and Professional Flight Planner are technically set up for Microsoft. Microsoft and PMDG. We're in Laminar's X-Plane 12 and ZIBO. And I paid probably less than half than you did for both sim and aircraft, because the aircraft's free. And look at that. Our numbers come out the same. 143, 143, 147, 143, 143, 146. I'm going to go ahead and just type in 147, be done with it, and turn them off. Isn't that amazing, folks? Again, though, you can do that when you have Top Cat. Otherwise, you just click, 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 and you're still just as good, but you would have gone that extra step. Okay? Top Cat's out of here, and so are we, folks, by the way. All right, so with that, I'm going to come down here real quick. Okay, we're set. Radios look good across the board. And I'm going to file my flight plan first. I have to remember that's at. There it is. That's him. Seemingly last time it felt like a year. Oh, it came up faster this time. Yeah, it was really slow last time for us. Looking good on our departure time. Hang on, I gotta put something in here for the RNAV. Okay. Let's go 75 AAL, and believe we're a C performance aircraft. Everything else looks good. Yep. All right. File. Connect. AAL 2121. A Bravo 738. Connecting. All right, folks. As you can tell, we are connected. I'm firing up the ACARS program right now for Pegasus, which is the Virtual American site. We'll get you a little information on them in a second. Just want to get up and running with them. All right. We are ready to go, folks. All right. And one thing, while I'm on it, AAL, if you are interested in an airline that operates as advertised with most simulators, as real as you can get. And I do mean I wonder if I'm actually connected into a 737 in Kansas City getting ready to take off sometimes, with just how realistic they've set this up. My FMC looks really weird. I think we need to go in there and set the flight plan. It really looks bad. All right, let's look at it. Yeah, I think we, Royal, 19 left. That's good. Okay. Okay, we do need to set the arrival runway. What the heck? Been a while since I've come in on that side. Bear with me a second, folks. 27 left. Going on Volker. Probably will turn us at Tawny, but anyway, yeah, we'll give it a shot. Execute. Yeah. Okay, real quick, since we did have a discrepancy, I am going to go ahead and check my flight plan. Here's how we do it. And this will constitute, folks, as our departure brief as well. Okay, now why am I not going down any further? It's not like Airbus where I got to find the arrows. I can just click step. Okay, so let's look at that chart over there. This is our departure, folks. Now, in the real world, we would climb on assigned radar vectors and then vectors onto the route. Maintain 10,000, 10 minutes, or for 10, or let's try that again. Maintain 10,000, expect filed altitude 10 minutes later. Okay. And then we would fly Keiko, Jethro, Arnez, BODYN. Then LOAMY. Then we'll switch over to the bend key and we'll fly from LOAMY to Keok to Drams to Rivoli.
Kansas City traffic, Southwest 1335, 10 mile final runway 19 right, Kansas City.
E forward near the Bedford area. Bylaw, Bentkey, Newark, Ashton, intercept Giorgio, Monkiz, Tawny, and then that's where we'll continue on vectors and then loop in. Then out to Wesco and hold. And that's it, folks. So they're wanting us to come off. We're going to hang a left to get on it. I might hang the right and go that way. So we'll see. It sounds like we don't have ATC. So I am going to scoot that up. We do not have ATC, and we are ready for departure, folks.
Kansas City traffic, Southwest 1335, short final runway 19 right, Kansas City.
X-Pilot, there it is. Now, real quick, folks, always make sure you're set up on your client to be able to transmit and receive. However it sets up X-Pilot, you just need to see TX and RX in bold. If you don't, for your primary, which is COM1, go into your radios and make it happen. We're ready to go. So let's be a good captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, flight deck, we'd like to add our welcome board. Anticipate possibly some light bumps or some choppy airs. We climb out as a precaution, keep our flight attendants seated for a few minutes. Make sure we know, what that ride's going to be like before they get up. Also appreciate it if everyone would remain in their seats during that time. Thanks for being with us today.
All right. And with that, folks,
Kansas City traffic, American or Southwest 1335, clear runway 19 right, Kansas City.
Grounded cockpit, tow is driving up.
all right, as you heard, here comes the pushback. Got a couple things I need to accomplish before she can, actually, it should take care of itself, but I will double check. Flight director's on, auto throttle off.
Kansas City Center traffic, good morning. Walker Air 1711 is at the terminal. Taxiing to runway 19 right via Sierra 3, Bravo. Hold short runway 19 right at Alpha 1. Kansas City traffic.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay. Just in case. She did. All right, it's already... Oh, huh. Didn't know I could do that. Okay, 33 minimums.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Will do in just a second. Okay, we're set for 400 feet radio. We were 3004. If you notice, it's setting over here. Okay. 57, 147. Thrust levers into cutoff position. And parking brake is set. Yaw dampers coming on. As is System B. Passengers boarded, fuel pumps on. Beacons on. Auto throttles, left packs off. Let's push back.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, packs are off. Starting number 1. 17% to 25% will need to have the fuel valve up. Once we see fuel flowing and our EGT climbing, we have a light off. Oil pressure is rising.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Starting number 2. Here comes the fuel. All right, we got a good start, folks.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
We always have fun up there. Perfect. All right, and that was just a signal that we saw the keys or the pins. Engines 1, 2 are on gens. System A on hydraulics. All right. Where are we at? Hydraulics. AC/DC 2. Engine 1 this time. On. Packs on. And isolation valve to auto. Lead off. Got the packs off. And the coming on. Flaps 1. Auto brake set. Engine switches to continuous. Kansas City traffic, American 2121, taxiing to runway 19 left. Alright, and we're on our way. Once we round the corner at 19 left, we'll then proceed with the remainder of the before takeoff checks. But again, I hope you enjoy flying with Mike. Tried to get out of here quick so that we can get to O'Hare quick and potentially set up for another flight. Another short one. We'll kind of see where we can go. But again,
Kansas City traffic, walk Air 1711, lining up runway 19 right.
alright, so we'll go all the way out to Foxtrot, all the way up, and take off from Echo 1. 9,500 feet available. So I hope you've all...
Kansas City traffic, walk Air 171, taking off runway 19 right, racer 8 departure, Dassault transition, climb to flight level 360, southerly departure, Kansas City traffic.
Boy, just love people have to feel like they have to own the airways if that's them. Anyway, as I was saying, folks, I hope y'all are having a great week. We're halfway through. Some of you only had a couple days to work this week. Others, you had a full 5 days. So, hope you enjoy them. And not this one, but the next one's turn. Again, I hope you really are having a great week. Alright, let's get on up here. Once we're airborne, I do plan to switch on Discord, mainly for some testing. Let's learn a little bit more English before we speak, shouldn't we? A little more testing to see if we can't get it to work. Otherwise, gonna have to reload it, I guess. Not reload it, but reset it up on my OBS. Pain in the butt. So, alright, looking here while we got this little bit of a taxi. Scrolling through, seeing if I missed anything in the chat. Doesn't appear so. Right. Other than my plane getting a little out of whack here, but... But again, I want to say thank you for taking a part of your Wednesday to be a part of Flying with Mike, as we whisk our way up to O'Hare. Not one of my favorite VATSIM places to go. I've been stuck on the ground nearly an hour waiting on clearances up there, so not one of my favorite places to visit. Now granted, I know the real world guys do, but they're getting paid. I mean, paid dollars to sit waiting on stuff, while you, the passenger, grumble at them. Alright, we're close enough. Let me find some brakes here and finish this up room. Okay, auto brake reject. Runway turnoff lights, they're on. Taxi lights on. And we gotta make a turn here. We'll hold short and get this finished up. Actually, we've got it finished up. All I got's two more things I have to do. Do that as we line up. Kansas City traffic, American 2121 departing, 19 left. Folks, believe it or not, that's all you got to say. Okay, LNAV did not activate. Roger, clear for takeoff. American 2121. Go, folks. See that slope? You've got to adjust the power setting for that. Now you see why that second page is important. And TARA on the transponder. Go, folks. Auto throttle on. Timer on. Remember, it said 10 minutes to 10,000 at 10,000 feet. We're not going to do it, but Toga.
knots.
Airspeed's cross-checked and working. Go.
V1.
Boy, she
Positive
just...
rate.
Boeing heads should have loved that.
$1,000.
Alright, autopilot on. Gear off. Heading select. Left turn. To 11. Okay, we're at flaps 1 speed, which is oddly enough where we are. And just about to get the aircraft to flaps up. Flaps up. There's the airport. That didn't work. Okay, we're above 10,000. Okay, final checks here. Landing lights off, altimeters will be set. They'll stay, auto brakes off. We're good. Onward and upward. I find that kind of interesting though here, folks. If you were to fly this VOR to VOR, it is calling you. Here, let me bring the chart up. Let you see this. This is where I always ran. I think this is where I ran into troubles. See, it wants you on this track. But if you follow 039 off of MCI, which is 1325, this will all show up. I'm looking. Hang on, I'm just kind of waiting to see. Yeah, see, there's 1325 in our top VOR. Is VOR. We would be on this line to Keiko. However, we are direct. Keiko. Estimating 20 miles to get there, and yet we're not on a 039 radio. It's not even on it. Just find that kind of funny. Because if I'd have flown that, I'd have actually been possibly, if I'd have flown the line, I would have been on the line, but I would have never hit Keiko, nor Jethro, nor Arnes to come off the St. Joseph VOR towards BODYN. That interesting? I don't know if that's Sim, if that's Arnak, if that's what, but just kind of funny. Transition, there we go. Wing lights off. We're on our way, folks. For those of you that know where you are, oh, that's a little too much. There we go. There's St. Joseph, and we're going to be heading that way. And you can see the frame rates we're getting. Not bad. Not bad at all. See how bad they are when we get to Chicago. But again, thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. Thank you for taking some of your Wednesday to be a part of us. And I hope you enjoy the ride to O'Hare. And Mark Allegra, welcome in. We sure appreciate you being a part of the Flying with Mike family. And look forward to seeing you on future flights. All right, folks, while we climb out, I will be right back. But enjoy, and thanks for being a part of Flying with Mike. We sure appreciate you on board as we go on this 400-mile run from Kansas City to O'Hare. I'll be right back.
Thousand to go.
All right, folks, my apologies for that being away. Had to help the wife with something. All right, let's get these set up. See how, well, we're not going to see weather on this run. And over on this one, there isn't much terrain features either, so we'll just kind of see what it gets. Dude, I mean, not a lot. St. Joe, I think, is 1380. Up 15.5. Way up. Which one was I thinking? Oh, well. Oh, well. 1, 1, 5, 5. That is. Look at that, folks. In order to line up, you got to be on a 080 course. The BODYN. All right, let's talk arrival as we are at cruise. Hang on. Don't have cruise very long here, folks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So we're level to our initial cruise altitude, expecting a fairly smooth ride today. We have the seatbelt sign turned off, and while you're seated, we do ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened about you at all times in case we encounter unexpected bumpy air. And we do thank you for flying with us on American.
All right. Had to get that in there, folks. All right, so okay. Why it's not connecting, but that's okay. Because we just need the map. All right, so real quick, let's get into this arrival brief. First off, here's the chart, but let's use this. Oh, not used. What's up? $27 center, right? All right, visual approach, that makes sense. 27 right or 28 center. RNAV GPS for the 27 center approach. Simultaneous approaches all over the place in operations here. Winds as of 15 minutes ago on this. By the way, this, when it says it's under the reel, and by the way, you can get this also at D8s. Here, let me see if it'll work here. There we go. At that website, you'll be able to see the same information. It's a good tool to use when you're on any flight really in the U.S. where you're going D8s to D8s airports. Say Los Angeles to Las Vegas, Vegas to Denver to Salt Lake. Airports, the big airports. Actually, some of the smaller. Don't count them out. But if you see the letters D, oh, wait a minute, we just went to break. So we'll be right back with them. But anyway, folks, for my subscribers, if you go and you see D in front of ATIS, then you're going to see it here. And it's also going to tell you the departure and the arrival, or departure runways, and the arrival runways being used. So that's why you're not seeing my runway. All right. I'm still going to plan 27 left. What the heck? All right. Now, here's something interesting. If you're landing runway 27 center, plan to hold short of taxiway Victor, 9,725 feet available. Runway 28 center, plan hold short of taxiway Zulu and 9 at 9,610 feet. So it's giving you what you have available from there. We talked about that in Top Cat. There you're getting it. So anyway, this is what you're seeing there right now. All right, so let's go back to flights. And again, it's right here on the charts. This in itself could almost be a self-planning tool. So, but we'll be on LOAMY here in a minute. Once we come into LOAMY, we're planning 2 7s. So from Pita. Okay, to get here, we're going to go from Benki to Newark to Ashton to Pita. And then Pita, we're going to track to Kirk. Oh, we're going to... Did it switch us to? Let's find out. I don't think it did. No, it did not. So it's keeping us down here. So I could technically change for 2 are. I'm going to go ahead and change for the 28 center. Okay, legs. Just want to make sure. There's our vector, Tony. We're going to change runways. All right, so how do you do that? You come up here, folks. Look for your runway and say add to route. And it got rid of that route. Then we come into it. ILS. Could do Volker. Very long. Okay, we're not going to go way out to Volker. Never mind. Anyway, it's there if we wanted to. It's going to turn us in at Hazel. Way up here. So from here, we'll kind of turn in Sika. So what we'll do is we'll go Tony, we'll turn, intercept, and come in at Meemaw. All right. And I know you aren't really seeing that. All right, so there you have it, the new setup here now. Legs, currently 80 miles out, so we're going to pick the pace up. We're going to talk about this chart here probably on the ground because we don't have a lot of time. So there you have it, folks. And we'll go Mihal, Sco, Hazel, Sika, runway, taxi in. I did not look to see where American parked today. I'm pulling it up right now. We could have gone a different way. Oh, I did all of this at work. Going, why is that one not showing up? All right, they parked in Kilo Uno. Okay. So we're going to walk it through real quick. Okay, so again, LOAMY, Keokuk, Rams, Breville, Riley above 24, Bedford above 22, Bylaw between 20 and 23, Bentkey 12,000. No speed requirement yet. Newark, Ashton, Petaw, Giorgio, Monic, and Tawny, Hazel. Be on this. Hazel at 4,000. At Hazel at above 4,000. Good. Now 70 miles. Okay, so there's our legs. All right, with this chart real quick, folks, our ILS is 108.95. Final approach 273. Sika at 2,300 feet, which is 1,650 feet above the ground. We should be on glide slope at that point. And that is about a 7-mile final. Decision altitude 851 ASL or MSL, which is the altitude above the sea level. 200 feet, which is the same altitude but red above the ground level. So you're really the same level, it's just how you're reading it from what point on the Earth. Okay, missed approach, we climb out to DuPage. Actually, looks like we climbed to 1,100 feet, then a climbing left turn to 4,000 to a heading of 215. Then on to an inbound of 262 for the DuPage VOR and hold. All right, here's your altitude restrictions coming down. I'm thinking 140, so about 740 to 800 feet a minute at about 2 minutes, 9-10 seconds from Sika to the missed approach point. Missed approach is 200 feet above ground level. Got Alsif, Pappy's on the left. There's your missed approach again. Here's your minimums, 200 feet AGL, 200 on your METAR. So if you get a METAR, here, let's go ahead and do one. D-Link. It's not working. So AOC. West. Weather. KORD. Send. Message 240 at 13, 10 miles. Okay, now it's the Windy City. 3 degrees and so what we would be looking for, broken or overcast 002. If it's there or lower, we have to either do a different type of an approach or head to our alternate. Same with the visibility. If it's below a half mile, or if it's showing an RVR of 17 or less, guess what? We got to go to a different type of approach or head to Detroit. Normally not the first idea on everyone's mind, and you all cannot see that. Okay, I was doing it over here. So if we go to menu, D-Link, AOC, West, message is where it's at. There you get it. But if you wanted to, you could come back, click weather request, and enter your airport. Click on it, send it, and then you'll get the message here so you know what it says. All right. Let's get over here real quick. Hang on, I'll get down here. Where are we at? 40 miles. We need to pick it up. All right, Top Cat real quick. Actually, let's do it over here. Said we could. Runway 28 center. Wind 230 diagonal 13. Temperature is 3. Don't remember the altimeter. Okay. Was it 240? Oh, 240. And 29.86. Okay, we're going to come in flaps 30. AI on. Brakes to a 3. Mainly to clear up, and our estimated landing weight. $128.5. Okay, now you see that's the triangle we were looking for on the takeoff performance. Okay, VREF plus 5, 144, so it's 139. So you saw I picked the right one. We'll come down at about 150 on our approach. We'll have 1,700 meters of runway left. I wish we could get that to change over. We can't. All right, so last thing to figure up. That would help if I hit the right one. Okay, we're updated. We're going flaps 30. Engine to 139. Well, 140, right on it. So we're looking good. 28 center. And 140 should have about 7,800 feet of runway. We do it right. There's your instance or information. All right. So 150 is our approach speed. Looking at that chart last time, and then we're going to plug it in. 140 puts us at 2 minutes, 9 seconds, 743 feet a minute. Okay. All right, so let's do it. Let's program for a descent. And if you want to update your winds, right there, folks. Okay, winds are updated. All right, let's get this set to come down, 12,000. Okay. Okay, descent checklists, folks. Descent, okay, start, everything's ready. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use altitude intervene. You could also use descent. Descend now. Let's intervene. There's our descent bar. We're just about on profile. Okay, let's continue on with our checks. Okay, engine start levers. Continues. Lights are set for now. Seatbelts will turn on at 15,000. Landing lights at 10,000. Wing lights will turn back on. Oh, excuse me. We'll turn those back on. 25,000 to 18,000. And this means
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the remainder of the flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
all right. So the seatbelt sign is on now. Now, sometimes the captain will extend that, like St. Louis to Chicago, because it's such a quick flight. So, all right. I hope you're enjoying the flight, folks. We're about to land. Well, we're coming down for a landing in O'Hare. Been in the air now just under 40 minutes. Okay, our next restriction, we have to be above 22,000 at Bedford or Beaufort. We're above it. Bylaw between 20 and 23,000. We're doing good there. Newark. Oh, I see what you were saying. Now, one of our viewers was asking questions about the MD-11, the half moon or something like that you were saying for the Boeings and showing where you are. I see what you mean. I got it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull speed brakes to get us slowed to 280. All right, let's go ahead and begin setting up our radios. Let's make sure. Okay. So ILS will be 108.95. Now on this radio, let me see how this looks to you all. Pretty good. Let me zoom a little bit so you can get a real good view of what we're doing. First thing I'm going to do, let's set the mode here. GLS, no, that's not. There's the ILS. Okay, then for this approach, we're looking at 108.95. Okay, and that sets you up for the ILS, the correct frequency. Push it up. Don't have O'Hare. All right, so we'll have to rely on the DME. 273 for our front course. Okay. Or final course. Now, some people would back it up over here. I'm not. Okay, we're through 18,000. And we said altimeter 986. Now, you could have preset that at top of descent. And let's get up here, get our lights on. Now, when we get to PTA, where we start our downwind leg, I'm going to tell the flight attendants to take their seats. So by the time we get to Tawny and ready to make that turn for the ILS, they would theoretically be seated. All right. Let's get up here and see how we're doing.
Thousand to go.
Okay, Benki at 12,000, and then we really don't have anything till 4,000 at Hamel. And we'll be coming in at Emal, which is actually 6,000. All right, so I hope y'all are enjoying the flight. A rather short one indeed, an hour long, from Kansas City over to O'Hare. We are on VATSIM, and we are about to enter the pattern here for O'Hare, planning 28 center. So again, hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving, even though now about a week away or a week behind. And for those of you in the United States, I'm not sure how far abroad that holiday, if anywhere else, is celebrated. Christmas stares us down at 4 weeks. All right, let's go ahead and begin our descent to 7,000. Making sure there are no restrictions. None that I can see. Okay. Again, altitude, intervene. Okay, now if you need to say get down to like 220, speed, intervene. It works really good on this plane. Otherwise, you got to, figure out pull or push on the Airbus buttons. The other Boeings, you push on them and you get the airspeeds. And we're talking pushing and pulling here. All right, a little bit of a hurried up flight. Maybe on our next, if we'll plan another one after this. So bear with me. I've got an idea in mind. I'm going to see how well we can make the change for it. Okay, P10. Oh, we got to get past Austin first. Or Ashton, sorry. And then Piton. Okay, have you noticed we're not slowing? And we got traffic descending in front of us, about 1,800 feet above us. Not sure who they are. But I guess they're going to probably... All right, so there we go, folks. We are now leveled. All right, where are they out there? Okay, we are reaching Piton. We should be making the turn.
$1,000 to go.
And we'll keep our speed up on this leg. It looks like it looks like they're going to come in behind us, so we're going to have to be on our best here on our landing. That or they'll turn in front of us. Okay, we'll just keep our speed up and keep going down. Okay, let's drop one notch here. Okay. Oh, we got traffic ahead of us. Is that possibly we're at 5,000? All right, so we have entered the pattern. Now, if we want to turn for, what is that one? It starts with an H. Hang on. Hazel, we could start a descent down to 4,000. Matter of fact, I think we again, altitude, intervene, and since we're wanting to get down, we may do this one in a more open fashion. And let's there's our intended airport. All right, let's do this. Okay. Landing lights on. Okay. And minimums.
Thousand to go.
O'Hare traffic, American 2121. Getting ready to intercept the ILS 28 right, Hazel. And using level flight, folks, really helps to slow the airplane. All right, we're on VS. As soon as I can see the runway, folks, I'm taking over, so. I got the runway. Okay, let's get those spoilers armed. Oop, put out. All right, we need to come down.
2500.
O'Hare traffic, American 2121, 7 mile final, 28 center. And there's Sika. Lap set, gear down, 3 green. Brake set, spoiler set, Pilot set, ready to land. Bet you didn't know those items were on the checklist. A little high on the glide path. But we are in a stabilized approach. We'll get a little bit more speed in. Just to help those behind me.
One thousand.
1,000 feet, stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Okay.
Chicago traffic, American 489, 5 mile final landing, 200 center, O'Hare.
400.
Hope he knows he only has 2 miles from us.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
80 knots.
O'Hare traffic, American 2121 vacated. 28 Charlie to the American ramp. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. Get those strobes off. All right, let's see. How the heck do we get where we're going? Echo, Echo is where we're. Nice job by American there. Nice job. Although it looks like Swiss Air. Model matching stinks with X-Pilot. All right, we got one more taxiway to go, folks. Then we'll come up, head over to the Kilo. And let me pull up another chart. Oh, wow, we're all the way down there. Okay. Wow. All right, checklist, flaps, landing light, probe heat, straight trim, 4 units. Okay. Here comes Echo Echo. Again, folks, the longest part of this trip will be what's on the ground. All right, now we just taxi down Echo Echo Lima Lima. Oh no, we're not going to Lima Lima. To Alpha. I think it'll be Alpha 20, and then we turn in. See how well these look. We had actually scenery issues in the very beginning months of X-Plane 12. Looks like they are fixed. And it involved where roads either went over or under. Not on it, but like elevated or tunneled. And it really, well, you can see where it would have been. Oh, that's actually plain old roadway.
Air traffic American 489 crossing 283, go here.
Oh, I see my gate. I think we're cleared to cross here. So here is Alpha 19. That looks like how I remember it. Okay, so we're going down here to Kilo 1, which I believe is going to be this one. Oh, I'm starting to wonder, is it this one? Okay, let's turn those lights off. All right, I got the brakes set. All right. Stave trim APU running. With the gen. So we have the gens available. And all right, engines off. And transponder standby. Exterior lights, make sure they're off. Fuel pumps. That's pretty cool, folks. It's already unloading and doing its thing. We just need to there we go. Welcome to O'Hare. All right, so we are off at 1736, on at 1900, and 1 hour 24-minute flight time. That is not bad, folks. So let's turn our attention, get ourselves filed. Check in with American here and see how we did. They have us at 1 hour and 2 minutes, and we got a few points here, 180, so we did good. And 77 feet a minute. Wow, that did feel like a good landing. Oh, I had us down offline. Oh, well. We were on VATSIM, so cool. Good flight. Everything looks good. Engine starting, full length, 1 to 2 hours. Safe landing. Good deal. All right, so that was good for American. All right, let me clear that off. Where are you, OBS? There you are. MR Polite Uno. Welcome and thank you for the first time chat. Folks, if you are interested in a bit of a sometimes challenging airline, but not overall. If you know how to fly, hand fly especially, but if you know how to fly, even as long as you fly the ILSs, you'll be okay. Check them out. I mean, they're gonna put you right up, you know, where you got to fly the plane almost, the correct liveries. You can't pick your own, like you want to fly for American, but you don't have any American liveries and you want to throw a Delta in there. They will not like that. But they're a bit on the strict side, but they really have great software. They are a good bunch of people. And if you've seen V1 simulations, he does do a lot with them. So anyway, they're good VA folks. Just gotta warn you, if you're not into really, you know, I mean, if you want to fly as realistically as possible and be scored for that, you got a great airline here for that. But if you don't like that, you don't want to have to keep looking for things and this and that, hey, you may want to shop around and go look somewhere else. Here's the link to them, folks. Like I say, look before you sign up. Understand what you're getting into. So, all right. enough of that. Let's bring up Sim Toolkit. Why? There we go. Why? Well, we're going to take a look at this landing at 47 feet a minute. Told you I thought that one really felt good. Eke that one out. But again, Mr. Polite One, thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike in your first time chat. There's our routing. Pretty decent run. Let's zoom in to the animal in play. You can actually see how we taxied into where we are. All right. See how we cut it. I'm still kind of shocked they bring us right over the city with events that's happened in the last couple of decades. I'm shocked they don't have us further south, or everyone go to the north and funnel in that way. Because even Lambert really doesn't turn you over that city except extremely rarely down in St. Louis. All right, so enough of looking at this neat chart. Let's go to, wait a minute, do I got to file a flight? Yeah, I do. All right, now I'm a little confused. Oh, there it is. Okay. Where the heck is it? Again, I am just not a big fan of this new layout here. May cause me to have to jump ship. I'm gonna really hate it because this is a really good, was a really good tool, but now it's getting complicated, and I don't like complicated. All right, so here we go. Flight time, hour 25 minutes, 300, call it 50 miles, 2.6 kilos of fuel. Let me do that better. 2,600 kilos of fuel. 1G landing at 47 feet a minute. We were kind of slow. That's okay. Here's the full landing report. This is the part that I really like. All right. Quick. Oh, it didn't gig us. It actually adjusted. Good deal. All right, so 28 center. Here's where you're legally allowed. You're not supposed to land in here. So every 500 feet, you have those hash marks, and that is to help you know how far down the runway you've gone, and then at the other end, how much you have left. All right. Oh, we had a land and hold short. Oh my goodness, we could. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, folks. So we touched down here. We were 1,500 feet down the runway, about 6 feet to the left. Folks, I am not complaining at all. And looks like just a beautiful. We came off here, taxied to here. Oh, I'm sorry, to here. All right, so beautiful flight, fun time. Hope you enjoyed it. That's the most important part here, flying with Mike. All right, so back to the dashboard. There we go. All right, let's get Sim Toolkit out of here. Let's see if we can replay this landing. First thing though, disconnect from VATSIM. If you don't, it'll do it for you. Let me take a look out here. Closing up everything. Wonder if I got to it's not active. Okay. I was thinking, I wonder if I got to change that at some point. Okay. All right. So I saw the jetway pull away. Everything's back. All the doors are closed. It's always funny when I don't close the doors. They're open when we're doing it. All right. So here we go. Replay. Again, remember, most of this approach I flew by hand. So it's actually a fun approach. Chop the power a little early. Oh yeah, that was sweet. Boy, I see a lot of grease coming off those wheels, folks. Wow. Let's take a look at it from up here. That is beautiful, folks. All right, we're going to go back out again. We'll do the Hawker 125 cam. Just a very fun flight, folks. If you get a chance, Kansas City to O'Hare, it's always a good flight. All right, let's go back. Let's see how the passengers liked it. Let's start over here. Very little wing rock. Wow. There's the reverse. Beautiful landing. Let's see what the tower view looks like. Interesting. In the tower. Well, folks, that is a beautiful landing. All right, let's get back into jetway here. And let's go ahead and wrap up this flight, folks. This was a fun flight. Yes, indeed. And let's go ahead and wrap it up properly so that we can get this up to YouTube by itself. And let's do another one, shall we? So, folks, what I'm going to do is take a little break here. We're going to fire up another flight, and we're going to reset the recording so that it'll start that flight, and we're going to have fun. All right. So, again, thank you for being part of Flying with Mike today. Folks, again, remember, we will be starting up a second flight here. YouTubers, there should be 2 videos coming today, so be watching for them. And folks, after this, we'll have a flight tomorrow, and then we'll be looking for another day to do a flight. So, y'all have a great day. God bless you all. We'll see you in a couple of minutes here at Flying with Mike. Thank you so much for giving us some of your Wednesday. Y'all have a great day. See ya in a few minutes. God bless.